So let's start with the second tutorial of deep learning. Now, as we have already seen about the artificial neural network, an artificial neural network is the component of artificial intelligence that is meant to simulate the functioning of human brain. Now, ANN or feed-forward neural networks. Artificial neural network is all about imbibing the pattern of learning the same way as the human brain works. The human brain has over billions of nerve cells called neurons and is connected to other cells by axons. Stimuli from the external environment or the input from the sensory organs in the body are accepted by dendrites in the brain. The inputs from the electric impulses traveling through the vast neural network in the brain and communicate with the other neurons. ANN consists of multiple nodes that mimic or imitate the working of biological neurons of the human brain. The nodes interact with the other nodes in the system. Nodes accept the inputted data and perform the operations requested by the user on the data. Every node will pass the result to the other nodes in the system, and we call the output processed at every node as activation or node value. ANN is a group of multiple perceptron or neurons at each layer. ANN is also known as feed-forward neural network because inputs are processed only in the forward direction. This type of neural network are one of the simplest variants of neural network. They pass information in one direction through various input nodes until it makes it to the output node. The network may or may not have hidden node layers, making their functioning more interpretable. Advantages with this is that storing information on the entire network, ability to work with incomplete knowledge, having fault tolerance, having a distributed memory. These are the advantages. And disadvantages: hardware dependence, unexplained behavior of the network, determination of proper network structure. Now, these are some of the disadvantages also are there. Now, application of artificial neural network are foreign exchange trading system. You can use, this is already being used. Portfolio selection and management, forecasting weather patterns, speech recognition network, predicting, confirming myocardial infarction, that is heart attack. Now, CNN or convolution neural network, a form or shape that is folded in curved or tortuous windings, the convolutions. That means wherever there is a kind of a curved figure or curved image, this can help in recognizing that. So CNN or convolution neural network, it helps in image recognition, image classification. CNN is a multi-layered neural network with unique architecture designed to extract increasingly complex features of the data at each layer to determine the output. CNNs are well suited for perceptual tasks. Convolution neural network are one of the most popular models used today. The neural network computational model uses a variation of multi-layer perceptrons and contains one or more convolution layers that can be either entirely connected or pooled. A convolution neural network is a deep learning algorithm which can take an input image, assign importance, learnable weights and biases to various objects in the image, and be able to differentiate one from the other. CNN is mostly used when there is unstructured data, for example images, and practitioners need to extract information from it. For instance, if the task is predict an image caption, the CNN receives an image. If let's say a cat, this image in computer term is a collection of the pixels. Generally, one layer for the grayscale picture and 3 layers for a color picture. During the feature learning, that is hidden layers, the network will identify unique features. For instance, the tail of the cat, the ear cat, yeah, etc., etc. When the network thoroughly learned how to recognize a picture, it can provide probability for each image it knows. The label with the highest probability will become the prediction of the network. So you can see that this is the way it tries to understand that what are the various features of the image. Advantages with this is that very high accuracy in image recognition problems. Automatically detects the important features without any human supervision. Weight sharing. And some disadvantages that the CNN do not encode the position and orientation of object. Lack of ability to be spatially invariant to the input data. Lots of training data is required. User of CNN, Amazon, Facebook, Google, security institutions, Instagram, Pinterest, etc. Now let's talk about the RNN, that is recurrent neural network. And recurrent neural network are a type of neural network where the output from the previous step is fed as the input to the current step. RNNs are mainly used for sequence classification, sentiment classification, and video classification. Sequence labeling, part of speech speech tagging, and named entity recognition. A recurrent neural network is a class of artificial neural network where connections between the nodes from a directed graph along a temporal sequence derived from the feed-forward neural network. RNNs can use their internal state of memory to process variable length sequence of inputs. Recurrent neural network, RNN, is multi-layered neural network that can store information in context nodes, allowing it to learn data sequences and output a number or another sequence. In simple words, an artificial neural network has connections between neurons and includes loops. RNNs are well suited for processing sequence of inputs. Now, recurrent neural networks are more complex. They have the output of processing nodes and feed the result back into the model. They did not pass the information in one direction only. This is how the model is set to learn to predict the outcome of a layer. Each node in the RNN model acts as a memory cell, continuing the computation and implementation of operation. If the network's prediction is incorrect, then the system self-learns and continues working towards the correct prediction during backpropagation. Example, if the task is to predict the next word in this sentence, do you want a? The RNN neuron will receive a signal that points to the start of the sentence. The network receives the word do as an input and produces a vector of the number. This vector is fed back to the neuron to provide a memory to the network. This stage helps the network to remember it received do and it received it in the first position. The network will similarly proceed to the next words. It takes the word you and want. The state of the neuron is updated upon receiving each word. The final stage occurs after receiving the word A. The neural network will provide a probability for each English word that can be used to complete the sentence. A well-trained RNN probably assigns a high probability to cafe, drink, burger, etc., etc. Now, applications of RNN: language modeling and translation, machine translation, speech recognition, generating image descriptions, video tagging, detect fraudulent credit card transactions, provide a caption for images, power chatbots. The standard uses of RNN occur when the practitioners are working with time series data or sequences, for example, audio recordings or text recording. Then advantages of this is an RNN remembers each and every information through time. It is useful in time series prediction only because the feature to remember previous inputs as well. This is called long short-term memory because it remembers the previous, in the situation. Recurrent neural networks are even used with conventional convolutional layers to extend the effective pixel neighborhood. Disadvantages: gradient vanishing and exploding problems. Training an RNN is a very difficult task. It cannot process very long sequence if using TAN or ReLU as an activation function. So this is how the RNN works, and this completes RNN. Then we'll move on to the next. Thank you.